Chaos. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome again back to another chaotic day. How's it going, guys? Well, G-Dog's here. We got Crypto Quint. Joy, happy Joy. Good morning, Joy. Happy Tuesday to you. Taku Tuesday. Another Otaku Tuesday. Yes, Mario Gomez says, good morning, Chaos and Crypto Chaos family. How's it going? Mario in the chat. Crypto JPEG. Good morning, Chaos. Good morning. F Crypto, buying Rainbet. What the hell, Crypto Quint? Lowe's says, I made it just to say good morning to you, Lowe's. Good morning, Lowe's. Good morning. How you doing this morning? All right, guys, let's get to it. There's, of course, always a lot of things going on in the morning. That's what I love. It's so chaotic in the mornings. More chaotic even in the than the evenings. Let's take a look and see what's going on this morning. The buttons. Of course, winning. Again, just wake up to the same shit, different day. You guys know the drill. Every day. Every damn day. Of course, winning. Of course, calling for baseline bear. Last night landing right on top of our baseline target this morning. We're gonna win so much. Are you surprised? I'm not. I was really asking the universe to make me be wrong today. But we didn't get it. I was like, come on, I just want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. We couldn't be wrong today. That sucks. All right, so here we are yet again at another day. Baseline bear. We'll see where we go. The Israel and Iran are still fighting. We do have some things coming out from the other nations in the Middle East. Sounds like they want to, of course, engage and protect their infrastructure as things just go to shit. They go to hell in a handbasket. And I've got, of course, an update from you. A little bit of that from Doomberg this morning. Also, private credit concerns still are forming.
And equities from
You got caps, too. Another, more caps from more of these firms as well.
Yesterday starting to peter out, down 0.6%. Yields move higher. Your 10-year yield at 439.56 as Brent crude, everything being driven by that at $103 a barrel as we question whether there is escalation, as the New York Times reports that the Saudi prince is said to push Trump to continue the war in Iran. Coming up on the show, asset manager shares fall after Apollo and Ares announced that they are the latest to curb redemptions from some of their private credit funds. They put up the gates. We're going to more on that next. This is Bloomberg.
And policymakers and private credit woes are creating buying opportunities, according to Alyssa Mall, the CIO for Michael Dell's family office. Our own Danny Berger spoke with Alyssa yesterday at a Bloomberg New Voices event here in New York.
Many of the big asset management firms have to meet redemptions, so they're going to be selling things to meet the redemption queues. You're going to have a number of institutions that need to generate liquidity. We've seen this in other asset classes, certainly in private equity and venture capital. They need liquidity. They haven't had distributions for some time. So we're looking for the gems that we can access because somebody is effectively a non-economic seller.
Alyssa Mall there of DFO, but concerns about private credit continue to play out at the largest of asset managers. Both Apollo and Ares announcing this morning that they're curbing redemptions at their retail funds at 5%, that despite requests exceeding 11%. Meanwhile, Moody's cut another BDC, this time run by FS and KKR, to junk, citing continued asset qualities that have hurt profitability. Joining us now is Bloomberg credit editor Bruce Douglas. Bruce, I guess we need to separate any of the underlying asset concerns and the redemptions. Let's start with the redemptions. What are these funds saying as to why they're going through with this 5% cap when we've seen the likes of Blackstone, for example, meet all of the redemptions that have come their way?
Yeah, well, they're basically playing it by the book. I mean, if you look at the small print, this is what their gating requirements allow. Blackstone obviously exceeded their cap on redemptions and were criticised by some in the industry for doing so, whereas when the redemptions were capped at 5%.
All right. Enough of that. Of course, private credit concerns still out there. This has been, what, 5 weeks, of course, of this now? When would all end? All right, let's continue on. Let's see what else we got this morning. How's it going, guys? How's it going? I've got about 5 minutes until, of course, the bell rings on the Wall Street. Of course, they're back on break right now. after that interview. Let's take a look and see what else we got in the headlines this morning. CNBC today. Moody's cuts rating of the private credit fund by KKR and future standard as to junk as bad loans grow. Oh boy. I cannot wait. I just had a feeling this morning. I needed to wake up this morning and like, maybe I should be getting rid of everything except my Bitcoin in my portfolio for the short term. I just feel like it's going to be a Bitcoin type of market here in the next few months. Let's take a look and see what else is going on here. FedEx launches same-day delivery with on-rail with one rail as Amazon. Walmart boosts their speed. SP 500 pulled back. Amazon Zooks to debut robo-taxis in Austin, Miami this year. Anything else? EV startup, battery startup pivots to defense industry amid Iran war. They're the ones who are making those tiny little drones, right? I think they're like, whatever. What the heck? How did I get over here? Okay. I'll go back to the headlines real quick. We got about 3.5 minutes until the bell. Let's see what else I can dig up. Donating from your IRA as our tax advantages? What the hell? Iran Supreme Leader Machaba Kabeme gets another blue check on X despite sanctions policy. What the hell? What does that have to do with anything? Jeez. He got a blue check mark. It comes after the removal of a blue check mark on the Supreme Leader's Farsi language account. Okay. Iran Supreme Leader Kabeme has subscribed to X platform premium on his official English account, despite Elon Musk's owned company's policy on sanctioned individuals. Okay. All right. I'm over it. What else we got? White House to pay Total Energies $1 billion to kill off East Coast wind farm projects. Of course, that's coming off of one of the Trump administration's new narratives. Yeah, I'm not feeling anything this morning other than the private credit for concerns. I'm not as excited about any of this other doom. There's not really much more doom than this out there right now this morning. Moody's ratings downgraded the private credit firm KKR. Lowered debt ratings of FS KKR Capital Core one notch to BA1 to BAAA3, pushing into junk territory. Moody's said that the fund's underlying asset would have worsened in more than its peers. Non-accrual loans, meaning the borrowers who have stopped making payments, climbed to 5.5%. Total investments ending in 2025, one of the highest rates among rated BDCs, according to the report. All right, and of course we're going to see more of these continue as the world continues to crumble. All right, let's take a look at the overall sentiment we're dealing with this morning. I think we have 16 still on the stock market. Overall fear and greed index, we're still saying, 15. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off by 1 point. And then, of course, we have crypto fear and greed. Last time we saw this, it was at 11 last night. Let's take a look and see where we are now. Still hanging out at 11 before the open bell. Dixie also before the opening bell. 99.4 on the Dixie today. Had a bit of a tumble yesterday. And, of course, started climbing back up today. This morning as, the rest of the world is still on fire. With, of course, the war in Iran. And Israel is still pushing, of course, pushing, not pulling punches with them over there. Anything else going on? I guess we can take a look at the Yahoo Finance. How the Fed hasn't and has reacted to the oil shocks. We got about a minute until the opening bell. U.S. stock futures waver as Iran war drags on. It's going to be a bloody day probably again today for the stock market. SP 500 still following the path I've chosen for it. Chaos has chosen for it, I guess. Over the past few weeks, of course, I've been showing you this idea that this is where it's going to be headed. It's been basically swooshing down there real quick. I wonder if this is going to be the end of the pain. 6,300 coming soon, possibly, for the S&P 500. Or are we going to go all the way down the trend line and get to that 5,300? I think that's a bit extreme. especially since everything is falling inflation. I bet that's a bit extreme, so that's why we're looking at this swoosh right here. All right, let's get back to it, guys. Opening bell happening in about 30 seconds. I'm sure they're setting up over there already. Here we go. How are you guys doing in the chat? But we got a couple seconds, maybe. F crypto. This is Crypto Quint. Lunar Entity, how's it going? Jim in the chat, how you doing, Jim? Remember the yields we looked at the other day? Yes, TradingView scrubbed the charts. No way, really. All the US yield charts no longer have the evidence of the illiquidity. Ooh, that's terrible, Jim. Terrible.
The NASDAQ futures down about the same, and the small caps falling about 0.8%. You hear the opening bell. You see on the New York Stock Exchange, you have Banco Macro, an Argentinian bank, ringing.
Oh my God, Jim.
percent year to date. But over the last 5 years, it's up 600%. That's why they're smiling so much. Down at the NASDAQ market site, you've got the Situation Project, which apparently has nothing to do with the situation. I was hoping for Mike the Situation to be down there. I have no idea what they do. It's some kind of like fashion thing, maybe a charity. It's a nonprofit, I know that, and it's about fashion.
And maybe there's some people from Jersey there, but not related to the Jersey.
Not from the shore.
At all. Yes, correct. So here at the opening bell, I am looking at the stocks of the private credit giants. A lot is going on. Both Ares and Apollo, they both have BDCs that saw redemption requests that exceeded 11%. Both of them, and Matt and I have been talking to folks at both of these funds who say, look at the contract. 5% is clearly what we told you that we would gate redemptions at, and that is what they've done. They've gated redemptions at 5%. The argument goes is that it's kind of for your own good. These are illiquid assets. You shouldn't keep pulling things out of them. So, but both Ares and Apollo are down this morning by more than 3%. KKR, a little bit of a different story. They have another BDC. It's managed by FS and KKR. Moody's downgrading it, cutting to junk, saying that there is continued asset quality challenges, and those challenges, Matt, would harm profitability.
All right. It's a story that continues on, and I think some people say we over-report this story, and they maintain that this has no structural or systemic risk, I should say. But every day, if we get new headlines out of giants like Apollo, out of companies like Blue Owl, out of Cliffwater, we got to report it.
Yep.
So it
Yeah.
continues.
Well, also, if it's, it's
Like
hitting
4 or
share
5
prices.
weeks.
There's not no impact beyond the redemptions themselves.
That is right. There's no impact. Trian and General Catalyst boosted their offer for Janus Henderson to $52 a share compared to Victory Capital's 40-plus incentives. So it's not really apples to apples, but you get that basically Trian is raising its offer. And we know that Janus Henderson employees, at least some of them, prefer Trian. We've been talking about this takeover for a long time. Sumitomo Mitsui says it has no immediate plans to take over Jefferies. But there was a report in the Financial Times that said Sumitomo Mitsui was preparing for a Jefferies takeover, and it already is a significant shareholder. As a result, Jefferies shares in the cash trade up 4 1/3%. Let's bring back Callan Family Office market strategist and founding partner Rayanne Mitrione. And Rayanne,
all right, we'll give her a minute.
Kind of an alarmist, maybe binary scenario from Marco Papich, but you have to recognize that there are definitely inflation risks out there. Goldman Sachs out today warning that we could see global inflation up to 4.9% on the back of the jumps that we've seen in oil already. How do you price this into growth? How do you price this into earnings?
There's no question that elevated oil prices are going to factor in and have an effect on inflation, on growth, on earnings, clearly on Fed policy. But it's really going to be just dependent on how long this continues. I mean, we saw yesterday on some positive news how quickly oil prices dropped back down. So you can't reverse the damage that's been done over the last few weeks. But if this gets resolved, we could see oil prices come back to a more normalized range and the effects not be as severe as some are currently predicting.
Rand, even a more normalized range, though, might be higher than we were used to before the war broke out, just because of all the damage to energy infrastructure. So if you do have sustained higher oil prices, what would that do to your outlook? How do you adjust for that?
It would mean that we would see an uptick to some degree in inflation, which means that we would likely not see rate cuts that we were predicting at the beginning of this year. And now, you know, the market's not predicting any rate cuts over the next 12 months and looking maybe even more a higher probability of a rate hike than a cut at this point.
Yep. And we're looking out to December now for a rate cut. Yeah, we know. Okay, what else is new, guys? What else is new? I do want to get back to what Jim was saying. Jim also said if government bonds are insolvent, that's a big no-no. Big no-no. Of course, what we were covering yesterday. Jim jumped in the chat. That is your name, right, Jim? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I also saw this right after I got off the live with you yesterday from the Kobesi letter. I remember I was asking you, explain it to me like I'm 5, because I've been in crypto for 6 years. I've only been in stocks. I've only been paying attention to stocks for about a year and a half. The absolutely incredible, the U.S. 20-year note yield is now back above 5%, less than 24 hours after President Trump said peace talks were underway. They're talking, right? Yeah, it's all just, yeah, nonsense. It's all part of the art of the deal, right? Yeah, not really happening. The threat of the 7% mortgages and $4 gas prices have become a reality, and bond markets say this war is unsustainable. Jim also in the chat saying, this is what Satoshi was talking about, an age where funds block redemptions and control who can and cannot exit. And this is exactly why Bitcoin was made. It was made off after, of course, the 2008 financial crisis, launched in 2009, 2010, and of course here we are now again in 16 years later, and it's all happening all over again. Cool beans, man. Cool beans, bro. Hope you guys are off zero. Hope you guys are ready. And as I said this morning, I'm really considering pulling everything else out of everything I have except Bitcoin. All right, but ZAMA is doing pretty good today. If you guys are part of the Patreon, you know what I'm talking about. We've been in this position for a minute, and we've seen a new high, the highest we've seen this entire month so far on ZAMA. A little bit of a breakout last night. Exciting, of course, for anyone who's still in this project. And again, if you want our entries and our exits positions, you can get over to the Patreon. Check out, of course, it's only $15 a month, and you too can be a Patreon member. Crypto Chaos family. There you go, guys. Only $15 a month. That's less than a bottle of Tito's. Less than, of course, a date with your mom. And you can, of course, can hang out with the big boys over there. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, in the chat, anything else we got in the chat real quick before we move on? Looks like Gamagas is here. Peaceful day to you, Otaku and Chaos family. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everything's doing well for all of you guys as well. Super Danny here. Good morning, Jim. Good morning. Yeah, we thought we lost Jim. He's been hanging out in the background this entire time. All right, let's get back to it. Bitcoin's still chopping around 70,600 this morning, looking like a little bit of weakness here, of course, following our baseline target from last night. Guys, I'm tired of winning, All right, let's continue. Get back into some of the headlines here. What else we got going on? CNBC, let's check them out this morning, see what Kramer and friends are up to. Here we go.
We'll be able to talk about OpenAI and Anthropic and SpaceX as public companies. That is perhaps a strong likelihood
sit here and say,
where we can actually, and you know what's CNBC without charts, right? So we can actually bring up charts.
But you're going to say, Jim, you're bringing up Target? How can you bring up Target? Did you see the size? During the break, David will say, you know, Jim, I think you got to start focusing on larger companies. And like, you know, Target is where like a huge percent of America shops.
It is, but it's got a $51 billion market value.
Right.
And it's bite size.
I mean, I like Macy's.
I can remember when I reporting 51.
What are we doing here, Kramer? Come on. What are we doing? Okay. They're jumping around the place. Looks like WTI is up to $92 a barrel. All right, we'll live to fight another day. Let's take a look and see what else is going on in the headlines. Just one more jump into Yahoo Finance real quick, see if we might have missed something this morning. Iran changes some ships' Hormuz transit fees for safe passage charges. Yeah, we talked about this on my Patreon last night. It's kind of, I guess a big deal. It started last week, apparently, or no, it started a day ago. I think it started on Monday. Of course, it was Monday for them overseas. They started charging about $2 million per voyage to being, of course, traveling the Strait of Hormuz. I did a little bit of research into this, and we were trying to figure out how much and what currency. And I just saw people quoting in like Great British pounds, so I'm assuming. But then I did a little bit more, and then I found out those listening last night to Doomberg, literally Doomberg. If you guys ever seen Doomberg, I always, of course, call Doomberg or Bloomberg Doomberg here on the channel, but there's actually a Doomberg that he hasn't come out for a while and had an interview. We just got a new interview with him yesterday. Where was it? Oh, I got to go to my history. Yeah. Show you guys a little bit of what I go to sleep to. I fell asleep to it somewhere. Do I have to, like, oh my god. Do the things. There it is. David Lynn had an interview with him. Again, it's been like a year since he had him on, like 8 to 9 months. But anyway, yeah, so we did talk, he did talk with him about that, what's been going on there. As of right now, they're trying to keep the petrodollar kind of down. So they're taking Chinese yuan, kind of a middle finger to America. That's what they're basically capping it at, saying Chinese yuan. Of course, you have to exchange Chinese yuan or gold. I think the petro, they're calling it the petro gold dollar now, right? So it's Chinese yuan, of course, converted to gold, or American cash converted to gold, and then of course to Chinese yuan. So it is popping up, of course, BRICS. That is the plan. That is the plan that's going on right now. Again, if you want to watch that interview, David Lynn, of course, had it up here. All right. That's, of course, the article we're talking about right now. This one. All right. So yeah, that's what they're charging for fees for the ships to pass, for safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. It's kind of weird because it was Japanese ships that were also allowed through, but like they're supposed to be bringing the minesweepers. Like, what are we doing? Did we just give them a 5-day deadline so that we could move troops into position and ships, etc., to clear it out? We don't know. Of course, it's all part of the art of the deal. All right, moving on. What else is going on? With Yahoo Finance this morning. Futures markets saw trading spike before Trump's Iran post. Let's take a look at the overall sentiment. The headlines are pretty much lackluster now. We pretty much ran all into them. All right. So let's take a look at the order books right now on Bitcoin. See what we're working with this morning. Of course, bringing you this to you for free is Kimba the White Snowland on YouTube. Don't forget, guys, Kimba bringing you this for free. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do other things down below as well. All right. Having a little bit of a sell-off here, retesting 70,300 as we speak this morning on Bitcoin. Rolling over a little bit of weakness, so like I said when we got into it this morning. All right, so yeah, we're testing 70,300. 300 has been, of course, a major sticking point here recently. We are still kind of in a bull flag. We are at least trying to keep it that way. We're oversold, of course, since last Friday. Actually last Wednesday, going into the weekend. Of course, here we are. So we'll see if we can keep this range, but my guess is, my gut feeling is we're going to lose a little bit of this, maybe down to like 70,000 flat, test that range a little bit, chop up some more, and then of course find more tests of support. At some point though, everything is going to fall together all at once with extreme fear. Let's take a look and see how the rest of the world is holding up. $68 on silver. Again, after wow, a little bit more weakness too on silver. Not looking as strong as Bitcoin. You can't even see the bull flag from yesterday. Yeah, of course, there it is there. And that is gone. Let's take a look and see how gold's holding up. Again, same pattern on gold. And the SP 500. Oof. Opening a little lower again today. Yeah, on the wick, shooting back up to about 6,500, losing that this morning down to 6,470. 6,470 again, still on the path of chaos, I guess. Geez, I love this. It's just total chaos. All right, let's get back to it. Anything else happening? Of course, Bitcoin's still stuck in a upward trend. Higher lows on Bitcoin every single week. Moving on. All right. So anything to take away from the order books this morning? It looks like not really. Everything's kind of flat. 14 flat billion overall in trading volume. Again, the bulls and the bears are locked tooth and horn. Yeah, any other new areas still stuck in that tight channel we saw last night. Same exact range between 70K and 72. Nothing has changed. New areas, of course, being added every single day, and you can see there's a lot actually added yesterday. I guess we can jump into that real quick. All across the board, it's the whole damn, all over the damn place. This is what I'm talking about here. Boom, boom, boom. Majority of it going closer to our range between 65 and looks like 72, right? 72, of course, is where the bears are setting up shorts to keep us below. And there's the 70, what, 69K, a little bit of a spike there, 69K, as we did shoot back up, and of course we're reclaiming that area too. So that's again all across the board, pushing us hopefully a little bit higher on some of the sphere. Is a larger area being added, of course, in the last day or so. I would say half a day, in the last 12 hours, around 65, just under 65K. So that's 63, 64, as people place their bets to go down a little bit further there and buy up some of that in the golden pocket. Yeah, a golden pocket right now spans between 65 and about 64 and a half, 60, yeah, 63 and a half, probably 63 and a half. And the shorts, of course, are keeping us down, majorly around 77 at the most part, 77 on that path back up to about 80K. We still haven't gone to 80K yet. So the highest we've ever seen so far has been about 76, 77. That's where they're setting up shop to keep us in range between 65 and 77K. All right, other than that, I don't really see anything else new here developing today. The bears right now are trying to get us on the run down to hold 70 flat. If we lose this today, we're going back down to 69.6, 666, possibly 69.6. Yeah, probably soon. Bears again could probably switch gears again back up on the way back up to about 70,800. That'd be my guess. If not, it's going to be probably like 71.3. That's the place to be right now. All right, so right now they're at least trying to hold 70K. The bulls are anyway. All right, let's continue on. What else we got in the overall sentiment? How are we doing this morning, guys? How are we doing? Are we still are we still Gwei? Easy in the chat, man. Easy says he still chooses to be Gwei. You guys are, of course, part of the Patreon. You know exactly what we're talking about there. Looks like we are slipping a little further down today. Stocks market opening up a little bit more into fear. 14. I think this is the lowest I've ever seen the stock market. Again, I've only been paying attention to the stock market for about a year and a half, 2 years here on the channel, as of course it is a big part of my morning live now. Yeah, so extreme fear is sitting at 14 right now for the stock market. Crypto right now sitting at 11. Same place. And again, we looked at the Dixie. It was 99.3 before the market, the open bell. And let's see where we're at now on the Dixie. 99.46, up a little bit as more people talking about these private credit firms rushing into a more doomtastic dollars. Of course, doomer boomers love their dollars. Let's get back into the overall crypto market and see how bubbles are holding up. This morning, of course, every single day, we look at this twice a day. What are the biggest opportunities in the market? It looks like 57% pullback on Siren finally, after it ripped like up 1,200%, right? 1,200% now on the year, 30% in the last week, and about almost 300 on the monthly. We just saw this rip up 150% on Saturday, so the pullback was kind of much needed. This thing is kind of redonkulous. Wow, huge Bart Simpson right now on the month, crazy. All right, anything else happening right now in big movers on the day? Not really. Overall market is only it's kind of flat. It's almost down a full percent on the top 1 and 200 respectively, 81.81%. Biggest movers to the upside: Aptos killing it with 10% on the day, Tau up 7%, and layer zero 6.2% on the day. On the weekly, we're looking for assets that are down at least 15%. There's only a few. WorldCoin, ENA, Zcash, Aster just barely making it there, 14.4% on the outskirts. Mantle and DCR. That's it. That's all you got. Choose wisely. This is it could be more. Could be more blood coming soon to the altcoin space. Looking at the monthly, we're looking for 30s and 40s, and there's still nothing here at all. The closest thing we have to a 30% off is Atom. Anyway, this used to be full. Remember, this used to be full with 40s, 50s. SWI, Ethereum, Solana were all oversold at one point, of course, back in February. All right, let's get back into the top 200 real quick, see if there's any opportunities there. Biggest mover we have is ETH. Is that Aether, right? Aether? Yes, it is. Aether. I always get that and Alchemy Pay confused. What else we got here? Helium, 7% down. Tibber. Anyone buying Tibber this morning? Anyone? Anyone? Any takers?
What are you, stupid?
Fartcoin. How about Fartcoin? Fartcoin?
Stupid?
No, I guess not. I guess not. Tough crowd. All right. So yeah, it looks like, of course, there's nothing really, pulling back with any real value this morning on the daily. Let's take a look on the week. On the top 200, Bard is still down 56% on the week. IP now is only down 20%. It did find its new bottom at 65. Now sitting at 64 cents. Man, I just cannot stop picking up little bags of that thing as we go lower. Pith is now down 20% on the week. Damn, these are some big names now moving. Pith down 20%. I do like Pith 20% off on the week. That's nuts. Other than that, there's a few others. Humanity Token, not a big fan. Hex, old, of course, Dino Coin. Grass, 23%. And that's about it. Light, of course, lit. Still very volatile lately on Lighter. All right, so I like Pith, man. I like Pith oversold on the weekly. That's crazy. 20% off on Pith. I remember when that thing used to be 40% off on the month, and we were shouting for the rooftops, and of course it's been stabilizing. Only down 23% now on the monthly. Bard and IP are the most down on the month. Speaking of which, with Humanity Token, again, that's about all you get, and Lighter. That is about it. All right. Again, shouting from the rooftops as much as I can, guys. This is all the opportunities you have in our space. Not financial advice, just my 2 cents.
I'd buy that for $1.
Alrighty, where are we going next, guys? It's almost time to get into crypto news. About 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna do one more run through TradFi, see if we get anything out of them, and then jump into the news on crypto. Ooh, private credit still
344. The level on Brent WTI rising as
Oh,
well, and
and
Nvidia
Brent
is
crude
down.
up $103.
So that's a bad
Wow.
setup for the equity index. SanDisk also, which has been a big mover up and down lately. Obviously, it was a massive gainer last year and the beginning of this year. Apollo is down on redemption news. Jefferies is up on reporting the FT that Mitsui Sumitomo wants to take it over. Sumitomo Mitsui, I should say, but it doesn't look like that's imminent. United Airlines is
I love how they say redemption news. That's what we call a bank run. Okay, all right. Let's go back with the CNBC and see what else we have over here real quick, and then jump into some crypto news. Looks like they're on break right now, so we're gonna jump into crypto news. I'm gonna give them one more try over there. Doomberg, if they're gonna find someone else over there to talk about something. Hopefully it's not a Bloomberg analyst. Let's see what we got.
Stretch, joining us now is Bloomberg's global aviation
Yeah,
correspondent,
there we go.
Sid Phillip. Sid,
All right, and they're talking about U.S. Airlines anyway. I'm over it. Let's jump into crypto news, guys. This morning, let's see if there's anything else popping off in crypto. In the headlines, there may be an indirect collaboration between Intel and an altcoin. Let's take a look and see. Headlining right now on cryptonews.net. It looks like a subnet within the BitTensor ecosystem. Who would have guessed? It would have been BitTensor. Tau has made a noteworthy move in the technology world, known as the Subnet 4 and operating under the name Targon. The structure has published a white paper co-authored by Intel engineers. This development is being viewed as a direct confirmation of the engineering level rather than a simple announcement of the collaboration. Targon stands out as one of the largest private computing infrastructures on the BitTensor network. The fact is that the two Intel engineers directly contributed to the published technical documentation indicates that the platform's architecture has undergone significant validation. All right, guys. Well, you heard that here first. Targon possibly partnering with an indirect collaboration with Intel. Again, indirect, not financial advice. Jeez. Jeez. What else we got? Papafy. What? Crypto market downturn with 125 million raised for new fund. Tron announces a whopping $1 billion investment in this sector. We take a look at the sector thereafter there, with a 10x increase, they're saying, on this one particular sector. Tron founder Justin Sun, close to President Donald Trump, and one of his biggest investors in the Trump token. Obviously, he's going to be at the next gala meeting, which is going to be, the next luncheon is going to be next month in April. Tron DAO announced that they expanded its AI and stablecoin funding to $1 billion. Okay, well, there you go. They are seeing the stablecoin and AI sector as being very significant, with 10x coming soon. Okay. Solana Foundation taps MasterCard, Western Union, WorldPay for institutional developer platform. That would explain why WorldPay is coming down a little bit there. Our World token, I assume. I think it's affiliated, I'm pretty sure. There's too many damn coins. By the rumor, sell the news event, of course. Bitcoin finds stability at 2023 investor cost basis, echoing past cycle. Yeah, I mean, only people that are still in the red are people that bought it at 125,000, right? A lot of people, of course, in the previous cycle are still up on their investment, like me. All right, let's see. 75,000 in the sand, lie in the sand. What will it take for Bitcoin to go full bull? There's a lot of clickbait articles, hopium and FUD articles for the most part. BitTensor price source. Yep, you can see they're all. The rest of them are all FUD and hopium. Let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at CoinDesk real quick this morning. I'm going to jump back into TradFi, check with you guys in the chat. You guys know the drill. All right. Tether hires a Big Four firm for a full audit on the USDT reserves. There we go. I'm sure they'll comply too. They've been pretty open and honest about what they're doing. Some people do and do not believe that statement, though. All right. The audit aims to address long-standing questions over USDT reserves and push new disclosure standards. And of course, they have a new product that they unveiled last year to meet these new standards here in America. But the big question still exists. Are they still solvent with the amount they hold for USDT? Right. Tether has hired a Big Four accounting firm to conduct its first full statement audit of the reserves backing its $184 billion USDT backed stablecoin. The company, which has previously released only periodic attestaments, said that the audit will involve a detailed review of its assets, liabilities, controls, and reporting systems. Tether did not name the firm, but it said it was chosen through a competitive process amid long-standing criticism and scrutiny over whether the USDT is fully backed one-to-one with liquid reserves. I can tell you by now they've had plenty of time to do it, and they've made a killing off of their fees, right? Over the past, 8-10 years, how long it's been around. Tether, of course, being the first stablecoin we've ever put into existence. And of course, it's been a rough road for them to kind of prove that they have it all. But the amount of gold that they have right now, I'm imagining that they have no problem with the dollars they're holding. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on. Anything else? Bitcoin may have already bottomed out near 60K, and here's why. More hopium articles here. I guess we could take a look at an opinion piece. I'm really not feeling it this morning. Solana Foundation taps MasterCard, Western Union, WorldPay. Again, we just read that headline. Coinbase says the second wave of institutional money for crypto is here. They're really trying to clickbait you. I guess we could get into the Solana Foundation, MasterCard, Western Union, WorldPay for institutional developer platform. The platform is a toolkit that lets enterprises create and scale financial applications on Solana without deep crypto infrastructure enterprise. I remember they were doing some things with Visa too back in the bear market of 2022, 2025. Again, they're just everyone's shaking hands, kissing babies, all the things. Solana Foundation is now launching a new developer platform aimed at making it easier for financial institutions to build blockchain-based products with early users, including MasterCard, Western Union, and WorldPay. The Solana developer platform, the SDP, currently available for developers to test, is a toolkit that enables enterprises to create and scale financial applications on Solana without deep crypto infrastructure expertise. The SDP will also integrate AI tools such as Anthropic's Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex. All right. What else? Anything else? Give me something juicy, man. Something juicy. TikTok is where crypto brands find their next million users. Sponsored by TikTok. Really not going to read that one. We're still waiting for which platform is going to be used for creating, of course, the Web3 version of TikTok. It's likely going to be Ethereum or Polkadot. Balancer Labs will shut down as a corporate entity becomes a liability after $110 million exploit. What does that have to do with us this morning? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I'm not feeling anything else. Okay. All right, moving on. Getting back over the chat file real quick and then jumping back into the chat here. Looks like everyone's on break anyway. CNBC. Yes, everyone's on break. The banks.
4% on our savings.
I got excited. I didn't want more doom, damn it. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's check with you guys in the chat. How you guys feeling? We got Joy. Happy Joy. Neb's also here. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Nebs. How you doing? Strawberry Dragon says, good morning, Chaos. Good morning. Strawberry, of course, our favorite flavor of dragon. How are you still employed? Hey, of course, shout out to Joy, Strawberry, Gamma, Braveheart, EZ, Los Quint, etc. Today I choose to be Gwei, says EZ. Yes. My Swift coin is stale, says Danny in the chat. Jeez, Swift coin. How is Swift coin holding up anyway? That was the one coin I looked at yesterday that didn't have a bull flag like everything else did. Yep, still, of course. Wow, it actually lost the trend too. Okay, cool. That's Swift coin, folks. Swift coin. All right, when's it gonna recover? Hopefully soon. Well, if the world continues to crumble, probably not that soon enough. Let's take a look and see. Anything else happening with Bitcoin? Not really. Still stuck up here. Possibly gonna lose this area and test 70K here soon. Okay, let's get back to it. How about Cointelegraph? Did we jump in there yet? I don't think we did we? I usually start there. Okay. It's kind of working. The European Central Bank says stablecoins tokenization deposits need central bank money to scale. And of course, they're going to be pushing that with their European Central Bank digital currency, CBDC, right? Central Bank digital currency. Where they will control everything you do and shut off your money if they deem necessary because you posted a cat picture that no one liked. So you're going to get the ETH today. Okay. That's how crazy it's going to get, guys. I'm telling you. We already see what they do over there in Europe. Okay, Bitcoin value off the chart. Bitcoin price metric has recorded lows in 2026. Not sure what they're referring to there. We can dive in. Bitcoin yardstick data confirmed a new record for Bitcoin price deep value in February as miners battled over the lowest price levels in the last 15 months. Yes, it's of course hurting the miners as a lot of them still produce Bitcoin roughly around this price, 76K, and here we are underneath that right now. So yeah, Bitcoin price action is diverging from the hash rate to an extent never seen before. The Bitcoin yardstick metric shows the price is in deep value range. Hash rate continues to circle its historical highs despite a 40% Bitcoin price redrawdown. I think we're actually 34% down from 35% down, not 40. I might be wrong. Let me see. From, of course, the all-time high. Let's see right there. Right to where we are today. That's not the high. What am I doing? It's only 5%. There we are. 125. There we go. There's 100K there on the first drawdown, and the next leg, of course, is up there, 125. And we are sitting at currently, yikes. Yeah, we are sitting about 40% off. I guess I was wrong. All right, Charles Edwards, founder of Bitcoin and digital asset hedge fund Capriole Investments, confirmed that it was in new territories. The Bitcoin yardstick divides the market cap by hash rate, normalized over a 2-year period. The result in an expression of Bitcoin's value given at price point and hash rate level, similar to the concept of the PE ratio, except instead of the stock earnings, the Bitcoin yardstick is taking the ratio of energy work done to secure the Bitcoin network in relation to price. Edwards explained introducing the metric in 2022. Lower readings equals cheaper Bitcoin equals better value. Of course, getting it cheaper than costs. In February this year, Bitcoin generated the lowest yardstick numbers on record. Damn, going far beyond the lows of the 2022 bear market. After hitting the 15-month low nearing 59,000 early in the month, the yardstick fell to 0.35, below the one standard deviation of the mean. The level Edwards described as the prerequisite for Bitcoin being cheap. The yardstick currently measures at 0.4, which is still well between the cheap territory relative to the hash rate. Bitcoin's yardstick is literally off the chart in deep value. Yes. And look no further too than the rainbow chart, guys. Explain it to me like a 5. The rainbow chart. There you go, the rainbow chart. Bitcoin is dead. That's how cheap it is. It is dead. Oh, jeez. Just, yeah. We love that rainbow chart. All right, hash rate weathers the 40% price decline. And I think we're pretty much over this. Charles Edwards says, measured a collapse in Bitcoin miners selling after a price drops are bullish. Bullish. Okay. All right. No one, of course, can afford to sell their Bitcoin right now, but they have to pay their cars and pay their bills. All right. Anything else going on here on Cointelegraph? Not really. It just seems kind of lackluster here in the last 2 weeks in terms of overall crypto news. We should be getting some Clarity Act news out by the end of today as well, going into tomorrow, as our U.S. senators prepare for markup and a vote possibly coming soon. The vote probably not happening until next month. All right. Anything else going on? ZAMA? Actually, we have news on ZAMA. Really? The last 2 hours ago, ZAMA integrates with Apex-backed T-Rex for private tokenized assets. If you guys have been part of course, my channel, we've been flocking to ZAMA, making a killing off it, trading it, but should we be holding it a little longer? I keep asking myself that every single day as it continues to go up and up and up, and it's one of course, the newer privacy coins in the sector. Crypto startup ZAMA is plugging in its privacy tech into T-Rex in a bid that lets banks and asset managers trade sensitive assets on public blockchains without losing confidentiality. If you guys are not new to this, I did an entire episode on it, so just look at my channel, find the ZAMA. Yeah, no shilling. Just kind of taking a deep dive into what is ZAMA. French cryptography startup ZAMA is integrating the protocol with the Apex-backed T-Rex ledger to add its confidentiality layer for ERC 3643 based tokenized assets, a standard that lets issuers embed identity checks and transfer restrictions into tokenized securities. ZAMA, which raised $73 million in Series A funding in 2024 to commercialize fully homomorphic encryption, FHE, said the integration has intended it to make confidentiality a built-in feature of tokenized asset infrastructure rather than the added layer. Yeah, so just a quick little, breakdown of what that is, right? Homomorphic. Basically, they don't have to change the underlying asset in order to make it private. Quick and dirty and simple. That's what that technology is used for. So again, it's one of the latest coins in our sector that of course are trying to get some market cap. The integration is designed to allow institutions to use public blockchains without exposing sensitive positions and transaction data, an issue that has limited adoption of the public networks for regulated access. The way I think of it is like, you have your, I don't know, whatever the hell you're trying to do. They just partner up with Sheeb. So say you have Shiba Inu, and everyone's seeing you move it back and forth. Well, you put ZAMA on top of it, and no one can see it anymore. Basically, for the simple-minded as much as possible, right? All right, the announcement comes amid a broader industry debate over how institutions should handle privacy on chain, with zero-knowledge systems, permission networks, and FHE all competing to become part of the tokenization stack. All right, so yeah, institutional users shield ERC 3643 positions. Shield is, of course, the privacy you are getting from ZAMA. ZAMA founder Rand Hindi told Cointelegraph that institutions using T-Rex would be able to shield existing positions while wrapping the ERC 3643 tokens into confidential equivalents, preserving balances one-to-one while encrypting future transfers and resulting balances to end-to-end encryption. ZAMA described TX Ledger as a neutral infrastructure layer built around ERC 3643, where identity and roles-based compliance sit in smart contracts and underlying know your customer data, KYC, stays off-chain, allowing users to keep the parameters such as interest rates, withholding taxes, or liquidation thresholds confidential on public networks. And he said, that this could reduce the traditional trade-off between regulatory compliance and confidentiality by pushing both into a shared programmable infrastructure rather than separate silos. Competing privacy models are emerging, and of course, ZAMA is there to potentially lead the way. All right, guys, I'm kind of over it. And obviously, this is a little bit of a chill article too, because he had the ZAMA FHE pitch at the bottom as well. All right. So yeah, don't sleep on ZAMA. Of course, I've been talking about it almost every day now on my Patreon for the last 3 weeks. We've been making money on it. It's been a good project. And today we had the highest level we've seen in the last month. We haven't seen this area. Of course, we just broke $50 million market cap again since February. So it's been a good time for ZAMA. All right, moving on. Going back to TradFi. How you guys doing in the chat? How you guys doing in your ZAMA positions? Let me know. I'm still up like $1,000. It's crazy. All right. Let's see. Bloomberg Business live.
What's next on your list?
Next up, Netgear. That's ticker NTGR.
Really?
Gaining
Netgear?
about 11% for most intraday since October.
Right.
That's after the FCC.
Let's take a look at CNBC. United CEO demand is incredibly strong on fucking A. United Airlines. Get your cheap tickets now, guys. I've been looking at more flights going into April, May. I have some family moving. I probably gotta go help them. So I'm looking at cheap flights too, and they're pretty cheap, man. They're pretty cheap still right now. With what's going on with the TSA, ICE of course is out there this week helping the TSA because they're leaving. They're tired of getting no pay, and just the total chaos around, of course, the Trump administration and the Democrats, of course. It's just not bipartisan to keep the government open anymore. This is so stupid to say out loud. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Oh my God. All right, let's take a look and see what else we're missing in crypto, possibly doing some doom scrolling now. Let's see what we got for doom scrolling over on, of course, crypto Twitter. Let's take a look with this here. Breaking: New York Stock Exchange removes the cap on Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF options. We were talking about this a few weeks ago. This happened, of course, and I guess this is finally going into effect today. And a major update in New York Stock Exchange has lifted its 25,000 contract limit on Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF options, effective immediately after the FCC waiver. This change is now active across affiliated exchanges. The data suggests that they will drive significant liquidity into Bitcoin and Ethereum markets, reshaping the trading dynamics soon. How soon? Very soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
We'll see. Housing market, 30-year rate jumps back to 7% for the first time since August. Yikes. Of last year? I'm assuming last year. All right. Crypto and banks finally reached a deal in the new Clarity Act draft. Of course, this is what we've been talking about for like a freaking year now. Yeah, almost. I guess we did. Yeah, technically, back then it was still Clarity. Wait, no, it was the Market Structure Bill. Yeah, it was Clarity Act. Then we started calling it the Market Structure Bill for a while, looped up into one with everything. We passed the Genius Act, so then we stopped calling it that, and then the Clarity Act. Here we are, I guess. The Bitcoin bill is not even really, is it even attached to it anymore? I don't even know anymore. The latest draft of the Clarity Act shows both sides backing a compromise on stablecoin yield rules. The deal shows rewards tied to stablecoin activity and bans earning yield just for holding balances. Nonetheless, how activity-based rewards will still actually work remains unclear, leaving room for the future regulatory battles. Now, of course, that's coming soon next month. All right. Exclusive: students in the mainland China being taught lessons on Bitcoin earlier this year. All right, this year. So that's in China. Doing the they're playing the El Salvador card. What is money? Well, it's not dollars. Everyone's learning about what is dollars now. You don't want any of this paper shit. You don't want any of that. None of this. Nope. No sir. And more and more of the youth are gonna learn earlier. That's how it should be. But our government's gonna suffer, man. It's gonna suck. America is gonna be a third world country soon if this continues. All right. What else we got? Trump will make a major announcement today at 1:30 p.m. Apparently, insiders expect him to announce further deal talks with Iran. I can't wait to see what he has today. Oh, jeez. Meanwhile, last night over Michigan, another green comet meteor that no one is ever used to see. No one ever seen green comets before, and here they are all over the place within the past 2 weeks. Number 11 in just a week. It's really going to be biblical. Apparently. Damn. Oh no, Weiwu is in my feed. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's get into it. Much of people be happy for Leonid died. They think he lack honor, but I'm not agree. Why? OnlyFans would number one social experiment. If give a white liberal woman choice, will she be slut? Guys, we're talking about OnlyFans with that whole OnlyFans we guys didn't hear about that. China basically also saying OnlyFans is a Western disease. What? That was their direct quote. Western disease. Leonid never forced anyone to be hoe, but much women join and sell pictures of obesity fat for make money. He proved conclusion. White liberal women just take a bunch of hoes, just a bunch of hoes, and white man just bunch pervert. This man Weiwu is too funny, man. This man be number one social scientist. He conclusion be used for much social policy for much centuries in future. We love you, Weiwu. We love you. Oh my God. I still need more yellow cards. Oh God.
What are you, stupid?
All right, what else we got? Japan's 10-year government bond surges 2.3%, highest since 1999, exceeding 2008 financial crisis peak by 30 basis points. Damn. The most conservative money on Wall Street just moved. Vanguard, $12 trillion in assets just bought. Are they really $12 trillion in assets now? Damn, they're like BlackRock level in 2023, 24. That's nuts. This isn't a hedge fund chasing pumps. This isn't retail buying hype. This is the most boring, careful, long-term money in existence, quietly front-running a structural shift. MicroStrategy isn't a stock; it's a Bitcoin proxy. And then when $12 trillion is conservative capital starts moving, you can start watching you can stop watching the headlines. You watch the flows, of course, into Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. Holy smokes, Air Force General known as the UFO gatekeeper vanishes. Here we go. More disappearances. Now, don't talk about aliens if you know about anything about aliens, because they're going to make you disappear. Okay, I'm over it. Stop. Breaking SP5 global manufacturing PMI flash came in at 52.4. Damn. Expectations were 51.3. I feel some kind of way about that. I mean, they say that, you know, the overall PM global manufacturing over 50 is good, but how good can it be? Breaking Japan's 10-year government bond. I think we already read that. Fed will inject another $8 billion in liquidity today. Of course, we also print an average of about 6 to 8 billion just to keep the government open every single day. And we're right now with the rebalancing of the Fed balance sheet. They've been, of course, printing 40 to 60 billion every single month. It puts us somewhere between like what? It's so stupid to say it out loud, man. So stupid. Like what, 80 to 100 billion dollars a month. Just based on the overall spending right now, it's unsustainable. Right now sitting at 39 trillion, 29 billion. Of course, we watch this every single day. It's going to be 40 trillion before you know it, guys, before you know it. Update, crypto leaders reviewed the new Clarity Act text today. Yes, that's happening today. Best possible result. Crypto industry leaders met with the banking GOP today to review the latest compromise text on stablecoin yield and rewards inside the Clarity Act. The proposal will be reportedly banning platforms from offering yield directly or indirectly for simply holding stablecoins or offering anything that looks like a bank deposit product. However, big development, the bill will still allow some rewards like loyalty perks, promos, or subscription benefits, but only if they do not act like hidden interest for simply holding stablecoins. And of course, Coinbase, right? Coinbase has been offering Bitcoin as a reward, right? A reward with the same interest, yielding the same interest as their stablecoins with USDC. Now for what, a month or two? I think it's been maybe more. I think it's been since like the end of January, beginning of February. Within 1 year, SEC, CFTC, and U.S. Treasury would have to define the legal limits and block any workaround schemes. And while some industry voices warn the text is still restrictive, another source reportedly said it's largely in line with expectations. The best possible result Up next, the bank representatives are set to review the same text tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow on Wednesday. We, of course, told you that last week. All right. Just in, Bernstein says Bitcoin to hit 150,000 this year and likely has bottomed. It likely has bottomed. Bernstein. And they're still saying that now, today, as of today, with everything going on, with the uncertainty, the war, and everything else. I mean, Bitcoin was made for this, man. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, that's kind of potatoes, or peanuts compared to JP Morgan at the beginning of the year said 180,000. But okay, obviously they want to get out around this range. That's why they're telling you. They want you to be legs of liquidity. Okay, it's over. Yes, this is really old. The sorting robots, yeah, at these shipping locations. Yeah, we talked about that. We showed it at the it was like the summer of last year. That's old, man. They're getting better though. They're getting better. Faster, man, faster. All right. The robots are coming, guys. The robots are coming. Don't forget, they are coming for your job. It's been a while since I did this segment. Why not? They're coming for you. If you're a driver, a telemarketer, a lawyer, a data entry clerk, an accountant, a factory worker, a postage worker. They're coming for you and your job. I'm sure you've already seen a lot of these checkout lines are already, those are the first robots, man. Those self-checkouts, and of course now at the McDonald's and all the other fast food chains are just screens. You order your food, they bring it to you, hardly any human interaction whatsoever, and of course it's all going to be replaced even more soon. All right, guys, it's been, of course, your wake-up call for today. The robots are coming. They're coming. All right, anything else going on in crypto Twitter? Not really. There's a confrontation in the South China Sea. There's a standoff with fisheries. I have seen people sharing these maps of all these fishermen basically, exhausting the fish supply in the South China Sea. That's been, of course, making the headlines here lately. Anything else? That might be. I think we exhausted the news, guys. Day 2 of the Asian markets crashing. I love it, guys. I love that everyone's trolling, man. I love it. Okay, I think we're done. All right, guys, I'm gonna do one more run through TradFi, and then we're pretty much gonna call it. It is almost 10:30. So these are the time we've been kind of cooking until lately. Let's take a look at CNBC. We still open. We down with the stocks are lower. Okay, here we go.
Long term. That's what we're trying to figure out here, and I think something you're raising and sort of talking around is where the balance of power lies, and you see it now moving to China, it sounds like, and a lot of people look at what's happening with Iran, with Venezuela, as the U.S. reasserting, its dominance globally, and promoting Western values and all the things that go with that, and they look at the dollar, which has strengthened, as the winner.
Well, I think when I was on with you a couple of weeks, right at the start of this, it was pretty obvious to me, as is always the case with when a crisis happens, what are very large consensus trades, which included being short the dollar, with us going through yet another version of this is the end of the dollar's dominance, means that people got out of those positions along with everything else that they were long of. I'm not sure whether that really means that the dollar is a winner. It's far too early to tell that. But the other important thing in that regard, which is why it might be a winner, is as of course it means that forget about the Fed cutting interest rates any time soon, and in fact the Fed's going to keep them stable or raise them, then the dollar would be a winner, at least cyclically. So the dollar's...
All right, yeah, I agree with them. Short term, obviously people are moving out of riskier plays, and of course the first place they stop is the dollar. And then long term, it could be a little bit more dicey. All right, let's move on. Anything else happening? That's about it, guys. I think that's it. We're gonna head out a little earlier today. Bitcoin's sitting at 69.8, 69.9. A little bit of that fun stuff happening here into the later trading session, rolling on over now and losing support at 70K, possibly coming soon. Next stop would be that 69.6 I was talking about early this morning, and we're already starting to wick there too. 69.6. I think the highest we wicked so far. Oh, yep, 666. Yep, right there on the dot, 666. I can't make this crap up, guys. I'm so tired.
We're gonna win so much.
So predictable. Okay, all right, so the is wicking there right now. We'll see if it holds. If it does hold, of course, we're gonna see a retracement back up to 71,000 soon. Maybe as soon as 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, right? 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. All right, testing in the range again. We are stuck in this tight range between 69 and 72. That's where we are right now, 69, 72. All right, so hopefully we get a little bit of some fun price action. But guys, I'm really tired of winning. I'm over it. I'm so freaking over it. All right, guys. Yep, I do have I guess another busy day today. Meeting up with some potential buyers to sell some stuff. I've been trying to downsize as much as possible for the unknown future we are about ready to head into. Some more dry powder too. Never hurts to have more dry powder. Hope everyone makes some money here. I'm up when? Soon, says Nebs in the chat. And yes, shout out to Easy, as he's always gway, brother. Always gway. All right, guys, have a great day. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything stupid. Hodl strong, diamond hands, whatever you got to do to save yourself, of course, from more pain. And I opened this entire day today saying out loud, probably should take some more off the table and just throw it back into Bitcoin or hold some more cash. I wouldn't be holding too much right now in anything other than Bitcoin. You just never know what's going to happen, guys. And I think Bitcoin is going to be the winner in the end. So anyway, moving on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tonight, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be covering. I'm gonna do a little bit of a deep dive, just a natural deep dive into ZBEC. Of course, show you a little bit of where I think that project's going to go as well. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you all again soon, and yeah, stay safe out there. Later.
Fly me to the moon, let me trade among the stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, hold my keys. Oh! In other words, let's make history. You might want to be more wrong and let me huddle forever more and more and more and more and more. I'm on board. I wish I've been adored. In other words, I choose you. In other words, I love you.
Was that a big bottle of lube? It certainly wasn't, but that would be a good time too. What the hell, dude?
What are you, stupid?
Jeez, Nebs, what the hell? Oh yeah, and then there was a premium over on crypto.com. You guys say right now, Ghost Operations saying that Bitcoin was trading at 70,500, about $1,000 higher, of course, than it is right now on a Coinbase. So, I mean, Bitcoin's almost back to 70K right now, 69.9. All right, guys, I will see you. Have a great day, everyone. Happy joy, you too. And Ghost Operation says, I only use crypto.com. Why is there no ZAMA available there? Yeah, why is there no ZAMA available there? That sucks. All right, guys, have a great day. Have a happy ZAMA day. And I will see you all again soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
So soon. Later.
Watch the cash burn.